Lights on the screen, hey, it's Grant and Ryan. We bleed purple, talking hoops, never lying. Sacramento Kings, we rise and we fall. If you don't like that, then you don't know ball. Jerry sitting with the stories of the game, spilling all the truth, driving legends insane. From the Cow Palace days to Arco's roar, this town's heart beats on the hardwood floor. If you don't like that, turn away now. Kings in our blood, we ride strong and proud. Running up to score, Kings never back down. If you don't like that, this ain't your town.
A strong second half. Here is your key stat, folks. 30 of 32. All right? 30 of 32 at the foul line. And the Kings win it 123 to 117. That is phenomenal free throw shooting.
2 games in a row, Napes. They end on a 14-4 run, led by the free throw line. Credit to De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk for pushing the pace in the last 2 minutes, something the team desperately needed.
And I like getting into the bonus and then taking advantage of your free throws. And so the third quarter was unbelievable. I mean, the Kings are down 17 at the break, and it's tied at 85 going into the fourth.
Yeah, this is why sometimes I don't like the individual plus-minus stat, because if you look at the box score, Keon Ellis is a 0 for the game. He won the game for the Kings. You should be crediting Keon Ellis for that win. The way he came in the third quarter, some of the defensive plays he made, big three, he changed everything. He changed Doug Christie's scheme in the second half, and they made the difference.
No question about it. No question. He was tremendous. 123 to 117. The Kings are now 23-20 as they begin a 6-game road trip tomorrow in Denver. We'd love to hear from you. You can give us a call and we can chat about this game. You can also use the chat line if you want, but we're happy to have you right here on If You Don't Like That, a perfect homestand as the Kings embark on a long, long road trip.
Very long road trip coming up. That weird link that you see floating around in the chat, not going to take you to our webcams. It'll just bring you right here to the show. We'd love to hear from you, as Grant said. So get up in here. In fact, Grant, why don't we just get to the calls right now? We got a ton of people lining up.
Absolutely.
All right. Dirk, batting first.
Hey, guys. Man, you put it right on the spot there with Keon Ellis. He was amazing tonight. I was looking at the plus minus, surprised by how high DeRozan's is with Keon's being neutral. But man, what an impactful, energetic game by him on the defensive end, and also Keegan Murray on the defensive end. Man, he was just shutting down Curry. It was unbelievable. Had the Kings lost this game, I was going to come in and be extremely negative about Fox because it felt like such an ineffective game here. Yet he comes in and hits 6 free throws in a row, it causes some an offensive foul on the other end. And while I was saying no when he shot that mid-range shot, it went down. I was surprised that. Well, I should say that I was thinking we would go with Keon down the end because Fox couldn't get it going. And once again, Doug Christie makes a coaching decision that works out, sticking with Fox.
You can't really take Fox off the floor in the fourth. You can't really do that.
I know, but my gut tells me I want Keon Ellis back on the floor.
So they did go on a 13-0 run without Fox on the floor. Fox comes back in, the Warriors go on their little run, and then the free throw stretch begins. But De'Aaron makes a lot of money. He's got to be able to get to the free throw line. He's got to be able to perform in the clutch, and he did so tonight. Good game or not.
And I want to share the mic. One last thought is, man, Alex Len and Kevin Huerter minutes were awful. We really got to get a deal.
Oh, the bench as a whole.
It's awful. The bench is terrible.
Bad tonight.
Oof. Well, I don't know. I thought you had some minutes out of Trey Lyles that were decent, not great. But then Keon Ellis is part of that bench too. So
but this is the problem that I have really quick. Keon plays 21 minutes. He is your second best 3-point shooter on the team. He only gets 2 attempts. His first attempt came, I believe, late third, early fourth, and he made
it. I think it was the beginning of the fourth, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe it was the beginning of the fourth, yes.
But what do you really attribute that to, though? Because he's on the floor. I haven't figured that out, but maybe we can pick that apart some other time. So,
Yep.
All right. Thank you
For
for
sure.
being
Bye,
the
guys.
leadoff man. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. Really quick, Grant, on Keon's defense, it wasn't just excellent, it was elite. I dare you to go find another guard. There's probably only a handful of them in the NBA that could do what he did tonight. There was a play they highlighted on the telecast where he went for a pump fake, kind of flew by Curry, was able to come back, and with his length, because he's got the length for being a shorter guy, still affected Curry's ability to take that step back three. It just, you can't teach it, Napes. You know it when you see it.
Cannot teach it. And it is going to be a very late arrival. This game went long. And then you have to get ready and get to the airport and fly to Denver and take on the Nuggets tomorrow. But at least you got the win in your pocket and you start this 6-game road trip. But there are a lot of positives heading into Denver on this trip. And I think right now, you're looking at the games that the Kings should absolutely win on this road trip. And those are Brooklyn and Philadelphia. Those got to be automatic W's. That to me, then if you look at it that way and you have a 4-game trip, can you go and upset maybe one of the teams? Like I think the Knicks is a tough game for Sacramento because of the matchups. I think Denver is going to be a very challenging game tomorrow. And then you got to win one of the games against Oklahoma City or Minnesota to go 3-3 on the trip, which you can do. I mean, you can definitely do that.
Hey, as long as you come back to the G1C 500, I'm good. I mean, you want to be a little bit better than that. I think the guy that I'm going to circle, though, for tomorrow night, especially what Denver does, pick and roll with Murray and Jokic, is Devin Carter. He only played 4 minutes tonight. Matchups are different tomorrow night than they were tonight. I think maybe he will be able to affect the game at least a little more than he did in tonight's game.
We'll see. Denver's playing very well. It's a very difficult way to start a 6-game road trip, but we'll see. Again, the Kings are playing very well themselves. I'm nitpicking here. Okay, you understand where I'm coming. The Kings are winning, and that's the bottom line.
I'm ready. Let's go.
They've been inconsistent in a lot of these games. Like we talk about this run, the comeback against Philadelphia. What was it? A 15-0 run to end the game. Miami, right? You're down 18 in the fourth. You come back and win. This game, you're down 17 at the half, right? That's a little schizo, little Jekyll and Hyde. I know you're winning it, and that's the bottom line. I would like to just see a little bit more consistency.
I agree with you. Here's why I think you're not seeing the consistency, and it was highlighted perfectly when Fox entered the game late in the fourth. Your defense completely changes with Fox on the floor, and I'm not trying to highlight him solely, but you pull Keon Ellis off the floor, your defense is much different. The Kings went back to doubling. When we saw the starting 5 with Ellis in it and Fox out, the Kings got out to good starts. And that's because they were defending very well right off the bat. When we see these comeback games, it's because that bench unit, the Keons coming in and changing the game off the bench and defending the way they were without Fox to start games.
Good points.
And the numbers bear it. The numbers bear it. So we can keep talking about it. If you disagree, call us and let us know. Andy, what's up tonight?
Hey, what's up, guys? I haven't been on in like 2 weeks or so it's good to hear from you guys again.
Hey, Andy.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, so obviously a huge win. Grant, you called it. You said the Kings are going to need a 70-point half, and they got 75. So
yeah, that's pretty good, huh?
That was awesome. I'm looking at the stat right now, and since Doug Christie took over, 7-0 at home, 6-0 in clutch time, and I think that's just phenomenal.
Well, the 7-0 is phenomenal at home because we've talked about the Kings. The most disconcerting part of this season was their home record, which was terrible. And so now they have actually they're now a game over 500 at home, but that number needs to significantly be higher. But so far so good.
That number is going to keep going up if they're playing the basketball, the defense to offense like they were, because when the Kings were under 500, yeah, you could cheer when they're making shots, but that's not when you get the true roar out of this city. When you get that true roar and it becomes that Arco overwhelming home court advantage, and all too often it's shaken because defense first.
Very true. Absolutely.
I agree. When we get the roar, the momentum shifts so quickly in our favor. I did just want to bring up one thing about Fox, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. I don't know if you guys saw his media availability yesterday after practice, but someone had asked him about his pinky, and
Yep.
he kind of showed his pinky and what it looks like, and he's been taping it the whole year. I'm just wondering if either of you guys think like, are we potentially underestimating how much that's hindering him, just him playing, and maybe that's why the shooting numbers are down, the aggressiveness is down, just the
Maybe.
numbers as a whole are down. I notice a lot too. Whenever he drives to the basket, he loses the ball. Like he doesn't have as good as control, and I'm wondering if maybe this pinky issue is hindering him more than we're giving him credit for.
So Andy, in the same conversation, he said it's when he catches the ball, when it
Catching
hits
it.
his
Yep.
hand, it
Yep.
basically is like jamming his finger.
Mhm.
Here's my take, Napes, and tell me if you disagree. Everybody's dealing with something. Maybe Fox's is a little worse. It just so happens that you can see Fox's, and it's on a very visible part of his body.
Yep.
And his
Well,
shooting
the other
hand as
part,
well.
it's certainly not affecting him, his shooting, because his free throws look perfect.
Yeah, and I also think the dude did drop 60 points with that same finger. So,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's something I look at and I think maybe like when he has a game like this where he shoots terribly and he's hasn't been as aggressive, I might think like maybe the pinky
Maybe.
is really bothering him. But I mean,
Maybe.
he's still producing either way. So I
So
just
And
wanted
I'm sure the pinky at times feels better than other times. As Ryan said, if you catch the ball in a way that hurts your pinky, maybe it lasts longer. I don't know. It's not on my hand. I can't really talk about it. But maybe he goes through periods of where it's not an issue, and then all of a sudden, because of catching the ball a certain way, it hurts and it affects him. I mean, that's very possible.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Andy, I would say this though. In the 3 games without Fox, the team was a plus 17.3. They won all 3 games. In the 4 games, not including tonight, with him back, they're a plus 4.5. So you can put the pinky into that, but it's not making up 13 points. That's not the reason.
No, very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I agree. Good points, guys. I'll let someone else hop on. Good chatting with you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Andy. Be well, brother.
Thank you very much for the call. Those are some very good numbers that you just threw out, Ryan, because those numbers really don't lie. I mean, those are, you can't really ignore that. So I'm with you on that. I want to tell everyone about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fixed view. They're available 24/7 for your plumbing needs and repairs. Again, they are awesome. I want to thank those that have reached out to us here on the channel to talk about how good New Works Plumbing has been for them. I pass that information along. Greatly appreciate it. New Works Plumbing available 24/7. And again, they've got a fix for you. Happy to have you here as the beam is lit, as the Kings win 123-117. Love the super chat. Thank you very much, Heck. Love the Kings attack the rim in the clutch with W small lineup, 10 points with free throws instead of chucking threes. Smart basketball. Hope for a 4-2 road trip. 4-2 road trip would be unbelievable. It would be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I just think Devin Carter is going to play so big into those first 2 games because, Grant, you know this, the Knicks, they live off of that pick and roll with Brunson. And if you can at least be competitive, if you can grab one of those 2 games, I just think it sets a really good tone for the rest.
I think the Knicks game is more likely. I would be
agree.
very surprised if the Kings win tomorrow. And as far as Carter goes, I don't know if he's ready. When I mean if he's ready, I'm not sure if we're going to see him be able to make an impact in these games. I hope you're right. I would like to see it, but I'm a little skeptical about it.
I just think it's going to have to come from the defense, especially tomorrow night with the
Okay.
legs offensively and the shooting. Doug's going to have to play a little bit of a bigger rotation.
And the altitude.
And the altitude. Great point there. Very good point. All right, let's hit the phones again. Keep calling. We will get to you. GP, what is up tonight, my friend?
Hey, how you guys doing?
How are you?
Good. Great team win. I just wanted to point out, man, I think Doug made some timely timeouts. And the other guy that I've been really keen on, and he's been performing, is DeMar DeRozan. I thought earlier in the season he was struggling a bit, but he's picked it up and
Yep.
He's got the ball rolling, and I'm loving that. And I think that is something we were missing, scoring from that position. Today we were struggling all around, and I liked how we just fought and This is a complete team victory, you know. And at the end, making the free throws like you're supposed to, because those are freebies. Going forward, I just think, like you guys are talking about, touching on the bench. I think against Denver, I am looking for Carter to have a, you know, bigger role, but maybe a more of a defensive game. You know, more
Bingo.
deflections. I feel like once we get more deflections, I think we just get rolling, and you know, and out in the you know, when we have fast break chances and we capitalize, you know, that's where we thrive. As you can tell, you know, when Monk had that dunk backwards, that pretty much almost sent the Warriors on a run to where it was supposed to send us on a run. So I just think, you know, as long as they keep fighting hard, and I liked how they double teamed Steph Curry, you know, and didn't let him go ahead and make all those plays in the second half and shut him down. And I think we going forward will be good as long as we, you know, keep the defensive pressure up. Let me know what you
Thank
guys
you.
think.
Yeah,
No, I
for sure.
I agree with you. I mean, I think you're spot on. You know, you talked about the Warriors. They got some real issues. They're
Yeah.
not going to be in the top 10. They're just not.
You know, I was in Stockton watching G Santos play in
Uh-huh.
the Western Conference Finals in the G League, and he was good. He wasn't that good as he
Right.
was tonight in the NBA. You're not going to get that out of him every.
No, you're not. And they're. I just wonder if they're going to be big time sellers coming up at the trade deadline.
It'll be Grant. How many? I don't think there's a move out there that changes their outlook for the season.
I
but
agree.
I don't know. Do you gear up?
I agree.
ESPN speculating that there might be some type of play for Giannis in the offseason. Maybe they're getting ready for, but I just don't see them renting Jimmy Butler or anybody like that.
I don't either.
You know?
But here's what I do know. Their owner has extremely expensive tickets with a very loyal fan base, and they've been very spoiled, rightfully so.
Yeah.
It's difficult to just say, okay, you know, we're going to win 25 games every year for a while and rebuild. Please come to our games and still support us. You know, it's a very tough spot to be in.
100%. It's a great point. Damon and I were talking about this on the pregame, and
Damon Bruce, you mean from
Damon
San Francisco?
Bruce from San Francisco. Yeah, we were talking about it, and it's almost as important, not maybe more important, how you handle Steph, because that fan base is going to be as loyal to Steph as they're going to be to the product on the floor. So if you mishandle that, it's almost like 1A, 1B, Napes, and they go hand in hand.
Crazy how we don't talk about Domas like his storyline is normal, a stat line. Thank you very much for the super chat. Well, you know what? You hit it right on the head. It is normal. And we kind of take it for granted because it's the same thing every single night. We should talk about him every night in high accolades because you are 100% correct. What he does night in, night out is a model of consistency. And if he's not on the All-Star team this year, there should be an investigation.
He won't be.
I know, but there should be an investigation as to why.
It's going to go to Şengün. Watch. It's going to go to Şengün what the Rockets are doing. Even though Domas's numbers are better. I agree with you. Yeah. So let's go back to the phone. Sorry, everybody that's waiting. This guy jumps the line because I got to get back on his good side. Brian, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Ryno and Grant? Hey, winning
it
does fix everything, doesn't it?
It helps.
Man, I had a little bit of a rough day, but I caught the second half of the game, and it sure turned it around for me. Seeing the energy that our team is playing with defensively, scrambling, just guttiness.
Well, it's a good thing you missed the first half then.
Exactly.
No, I'm serious. I know that sounds
funny,
but it's a good thing you didn't see the first half.
Yeah. I mean, I'll catch it. I'll probably watch it.
Don't.
But
no need to.
Save yourself. It was off. It was one of the. I think it was the worst half the Kings have played under Doug Christie. Ryan, do you agree with that?
100%. It was the worst half under Doug Christie.
But man, seeing Malik Monk in the starting lineup with his energy that he's bringing defensively, when we scramble, I feel like we are one of the best teams in the league. When we get in that mode where it's just like you're diving for balls, I don't know that there's a better team out there. when we really want it.
Well, let's not get carried away, okay? I wouldn't sit here and say they're one of the best teams in the league, but they were certainly better than they were 3 weeks ago. I think we can agree on that.
Not the best. I'm not saying they're the best team, not even close, right? But I'm just saying in that moment where it gets hectic and we're throwing doubles, and you saw the way our zone's been effective when we were doubling Steph and Keegan was coming high and picking the ball, and just we came together as a team. Every player was given 110%, and that's what we need to beat these teams. And it's like night and day. Really seeing us the last 10 games, our effort, everybody buying into it, just diving for.
Yeah, everybody definitely has accepted their role, and that's a very good point you just made, Brian. 100% correct.
But yeah, I mean, even with this loss, like we were down 7, and I'm thinking, hey, I can live with the loss here because I see these guys gutting it out, giving everything they got. Even Fox, I'm happy with. I look at his 1 for 10 line, but I see the way I see his effort. I see the dog in him, and I don't think he's concerned. When I look at him, I don't think he's concerned about scoring 30 points, which makes me feel good. It makes me want to keep him around with Malik. And that gives me some hope that maybe we can turn things around and really make a playoff push this year.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Brian.
Take care, guys.
I appreciate it. We invite your phone calls. We appreciate your phone calls. And we also appreciate what Brian Bennett does at Bennett's Restaurants, prime seafood and steaks at Bennett's. Of course, we love talking about the West Side Grill in Rockland, but don't forget about their locations in Roseville and Sacramento as well. Bennett's American Cooking. Don't forget about their weekend brunch. Just go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com, Bennett'sRestaurants.com for prime seafood and steaks. Information on their daily happy hour, 2 to 6, their sips and taste. It is great, folks. Prime seafood and steak at Bennett's. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com.
Hey, can you do me a favor next time? When you're going to upload pictures of the food, can you give me a heads up first, my man? Make sure that I am not on a fast and I'm not
my New York
starving.
in the bottom right-hand corner kills me every time I look at that because that's my favorite thing to eat. Every time I put that on the screen, I'm like, my mouth starts watering.
Napes, you don't need a knife for it.
It's unbelievable. It's great.
So good. So damn good. Michael Guerrero, thanks for waiting.
Great win tonight. I mean, that's I believe that's 10 out of last 11, or I can't even. Is that right? 10 out of last 11.
I don't know. I haven't even added them up.
7,
11, 11,
and 20.
That's great.
So,
I mean,
yeah, I guess you're right because they were 13 and 19, and now they're 23 and 20. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, what a way it can change so quick in just a matter of weeks.
Yep.
Well, remember they've got 17 of the next 23 on the road.
Yes.
So it could change again in a couple of weeks, but it's
a
good way to head into it.
Great point,
That's
Ryan.
a very good point. And the schedule before the All-Star break is one that I'm going to look at too, because New Orleans now is healthy and they're playing a lot better, and you got to play them 3 times in a span of like a week plus. So those heading into the break, that's going to be a very critical week. But first things first, you got to get this 6-game road trip. Ryan makes a good point. Just make sure you come home 500. Make sure that you don't get buried on this trip. Nor they shouldn't. I mean, they should be fine. They're playing well enough that I can't see them getting buried on this trip. But I would take 3-3 right now.
Napes, you've got
I'll take maybe 3-3 or even 4-2. Depends. If we get one that we weren't supposed to win, but we get it, that's a great sign. Speaking of that, approaching this All-Star break, what are your thoughts about the trades? Last year, they didn't make any moves. The Kings didn't make any moves for the trade. What are you saying?
I think their bench has got to get better, Michael. I think
that's what I wanted to point that out.
The weak part of this team.
Who can they get? Basically,
I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know who they can get.
So really quick, Michael, I don't think, again, like we were talking about the Warriors, there's a player that changes the season dramatically for the Kings. But the important thing is, for the second time in 3 years, and Grant, if you agree, let me know, this West looks like it could be opening up. You could wiggle
second time in 3 years.
You could wiggle your way somewhere in the next couple of years between that 1 and 6 seed very easily and be there consistently. But that starts with keeping pace with the West. You can't run it back. You got to
No,
do
bro.
a little something to
Great
improve.
point.
Keep the
Because
momentum.
Oklahoma City and Houston aren't going anywhere. They're built for
We know.
now and they're built for the future. And coming up in your rearview mirror is San Antonio, and they're going to be one of those teams that you're going to have to reckon with as well. Warriors are falling off the map. I think Denver's starting to go downhill.
Yes.
Dallas
Wait,
is a
Denver?
health issue. Minnesota should be okay if they can get through this rough stretch. But
Need a point
Okay.
I
guard.
agree with Ryan. And Memphis isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, Memphis,
You know,
they are held once. I mean, last year it was a down year, but that's because of injuries. Now they are back to where they are,
Yep, for
right?
sure.
That's what we expected. John
Hey,
Morant looked good.
He did indeed. Mike, thanks for the call, brother.
You too.
Appreciate you. Grant,
Thank you.
those Memphis or those New Orleans games, they're on back-to-back nights in New
Yes.
Orleans too. It's one of
Yes.
those weird sets.
Yep.
Uh,
So too bad you couldn't have had that back in November
yeah,
or,
right.
or
Well,
December.
who knows? Maybe New Orleans moves Zion and he's not
Maybe.
there, and they're working in some new pieces. The
Good
Kings
point.
have had weird luck. They've had very weird luck. But
Yeah.
a team you didn't mention, Phoenix, you made a great point on the roundtable show. If they acquire somebody, what's going to happen then?
Well, if they acquire Jimmy Butler for the rest of this season, then that becomes a very formidable opponent, because I think Butler would be trying to prove a lot to many in the league that he got screwed in Miami, which I don't believe, and that he still can play and play at a high level.
Yep. Very true. Very, very true. It was a great point. PK, what's up tonight?
Hey, boys.
Hey there.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing, Grant? Hi,
I'm good.
Ryno.
How are you?
Doing fantastic. Hey, congratulations on winning, you guys and the chat. At least we won a game on the big stage, and we don't get that many games on ESPN. Doesn't matter how we win, as long as we win. Maybe we get more of these. But my concern is the way we dribble the ball. There's too much dribbling, too much ISOs going on when Fox is in the game. I don't mind when we have DeRozan doing ISOs. That's fine. But when there's too many guys dribbling the ball, it seems like it just leads to turnovers and stuff like that.
Their turnovers weren't a problem tonight. They only had 7.
It just seems like we're missing something. We're just missing something. Maybe we should grab someone to help out Sabonis so he doesn't have to worry about foul troubles. Because when Sabonis is with 2 fouls, 3 fouls, that's a different Sabonis than when he's with 4 or 5.
No question.
He's less aggressive.
Very true. And tomorrow that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and also we just have to, Ellis has to be that Herb Jones that Pelicans had. You remember when Pelicans picked up those rookies and they had the Herb Jones who wasn't shooting that well, but they had that one defensive guy that was just floating around. I think that's what Kings are missing. Kings are missing that little guy that just flies around and hustles on defense. And I think that's what we're missing. We're missing some kind of defensive...
I don't agree with you on that. I think what you're missing is, in my opinion, is you are missing a bench that you can count on night in,
the bench
night
is
out.
horrendous.
That's the biggest issue.
Grant, how can we play with no coach? We're simplified offense, and we have no bench. The bench is...
What do you mean, no coach?
I mean, I'm saying Chrissy's doing a great job.
Yes, he is. But your coach, only won. Before last season, your coach was the unanimous coach of the year. It's the first time in NBA history that's ever happened. So I wouldn't say you didn't have a coach. That's being a little unfair.
Grant, what I'm saying is eventually once they dissect our other defensive coaches dissect our offense, they will be able to catch up to us because we're not that hard to figure out.
Okay, fair enough. I don't disagree with that. But you asked me what I think the Kings need. My opinion, and thank you very much for the call. I appreciate it. They need to solidify their bench. That's what they need for the stretch drive.
Do not disagree whatsoever with the bench. I think that you also need a facilitator with that second unit. I think a facilitator can really help a lot out. But yeah, the bench needs 100% to get better. Let's see. Okay, Jay, my man.
Hello, Jay.
Not yet. I want to make this clear before we bring Jay on. Don't say the C word. Don't even think about it. 10 of 11 is not even close to saying it. And before we bring him on, about the dribbles, the Kings' best three-point shooting percentage in this 10-game span was with 0 dribbles, 36.3%. So there's something to that.
Interesting.
Jay, what's up, my man?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Jay, how are you?
Doing good. I want to talk about this road trip coming up.
Yep.
I'm not going to say the C word, right? But I'm very optimistic. I'm not saying we're going to go undefeated. But you already know how I feel about player psychology, and you got to come into every game thinking, number one, you have a chance, and number two, you're going to compete. How about those 2 C words? Give yourself a chance and compete. Better than the other one, Ryno?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
Let's not forget, and this impressed me because I came on this show, and I'm pretty sure you guys can recall, I said I don't see a team that's purely more talented than us other than one. This was earlier before the Kings went on that slump, and that team was the Celtics. Right, that team is loaded, great starting 5. And we were able to go into the TD Garden. I don't think they call it the TD Garden anymore. But we were able to go in there and snatch a win from them without our best player, and they were playing fully healthy. And so that's going to give me a lot of confidence if I'm a player on this road trip. So I want to get your thoughts when.
I don't break down the confidence into anything other than it doesn't waver as much as you think it does. So do I think the team's confident now? Yes. Do I buy into the notion that if they lose a couple games, they won't be confident? No, I don't. We knew that this team had very good players on it back in October before the season began.
Yeah.
We nobody really
Great point.
said, gee, the Kings don't have talent. That was not the narrative. That it was, okay, how's it going to all fit together? Well, it's fitting together very well right now. But for the first 2.5 months of the season, it did not fit, but now it is.
Am I the first on the show to work out while talking to you guys?
Whatever works for you, buddy.
Ryno, what's your thoughts on that?
Look, I think they're playing different combinations. I think they're throwing different looks. I think things have been a little simplified, like we've talked about. Doug's practiced them less. What the last guy said, I forget his name because my camera was having issues, is partially true. Milwaukee put a blueprint out there to give the Kings problems. So I think the confidence is going to have to come both from the adjustments with the coaching staff, because when you spread the Kings out, it's a problem. You saw it tonight when Keon was off the floor, but they've got a chance to win every night.
Yeah.
They have the 2 things. Sure.
And I
Every
agree
team
with
does.
what you were saying earlier about the Keon situation. He's getting the minutes now, and he shot only, I think, 2 3-point attempts. I was hoping to see more of those attempts, and I was getting a little frustrated with him because he had an opportunity. Maybe not a lot of space, but he had enough space to get a shot off. And like you said, being the second best 3-point shooter right now on the Kings team, he needs to let it fly, especially coming off of a game like he had last game. So it's kind of frustrating to see that. But I think that's just going to come with building the consistency and building. I'm not saying he's not confident right now. Obviously, he's confident in his abilities, but there's always room for growth. And I think that he'll be less reluctant to passing up opportunities when it comes to shooting the 3 ball.
Yeah, look at how he shot last game.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
took a couple of those that were very difficult and created some own space. So, I mean, really the next step to his game, Grant, is looking to see if he can become kind of a little bit of a creator and be able to create his own shot. Yeah.
Especially
Jay,
off the bench.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jay, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey, I want to tell everybody that on these, sorry about that, on the post-game shows, I always will do a rant with Grant. And a rant with Grant is brought to you by EDH Motors Automotive Reimagine. You go to edhmotors.com, you get all the information on this new concept that David and Adam have done. Just 2 guys trying to do something different, better. You'll take delivery at their auto lounge in El Dorado Hills. And remember, when you go to edhmotors.com, if you don't see what you're looking for, no problem. Let David and Adam use their decades of automotive experience, and they'll get you exactly what you're looking for. It's awesome. Again, go to edhmotors.com. Check out everything they can do for you. EDH Motors, automotive reimagined. And now it is time for a rant with Grant. And I'm going to go and I'm going to switch sports. So I just got done watching the expanded playoff of college football. And I got to tell you, when the game got to Monday, I didn't really have a lot of interest in it. And I like college football, but I was kind of like, like I didn't even know if I was going to watch the game. I'm serious. I wasn't that into it. You can't play the national championship game on January 20th, right after a full weekend of the NFL playoffs. And oh yeah, by the way, let's have the game on the same night as the inauguration. Like who would not have thought of that? You got MLK Day, the inauguration, and the college football national championship game. You can't have the Natty on that day. Stupid. I mean, you got to condense this. It's ridiculous how much time is in between games. You got to condense it. It's ridiculous. And if you want to have 12 teams, have 12 teams. Figure out a way to have the game played at an earlier date than freaking January 20th. I didn't get one call on any of my shows. I didn't get one message on any of my social media platforms about the game between Ohio State and Notre Dame. Not one. And I know if you're a Buckeye fan or a Fighting Irish fan, yeah, you know what? Good for you. But I got to tell you, I didn't see the interest. I didn't hear the interest. And I blame that on the NCAA and these networks and how they want to spread everything out. And again, the planning of having the damn game on the same night as the inauguration, the same day as the inauguration, stupid, absolutely asinine. No wonder nobody was talking about the Ohio State-Notre Dame game. And yeah, it wasn't the best of games. Yeah, Notre Dame came back at the end, but the game was over. I mean, I love college football. I got to tell you, I didn't get into it. I didn't get into it like I thought I would. And that's my rant for tonight.
Man, you let Jay off the hook. I thought you were going to go with weightlifting.
You know what? I like Jay. I'm not going to rip Jay. I'm not going to do that to Jay because he's a big fan of the show. And if he wants to impress us by doing 5-pound curls, that's fine. Let him do that. Okay.
Fair enough. I was thinking, and you're spot on with your rant. The spring football, it's going to be like right around the corner. These guys are going to have a month and a half
off. It's a joke.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well done by you. For those saying that we're not excited about the game, we're very excited that the Kings won. We're just looking at the big picture. You play in less than 24 hours.
I know.
Against Denver.
Yep.
Grant, tell them about that travel.
It's the worst in the league. You lose an hour. It's depending on the wind. Probably at this time of the year, I'm thinking hour 45. And the bus ride from the airport to downtown is lengthy. By the time and here's the other aspect, it's a 6-game trip. It's not a 1-game trip. Huge difference. Because when you have a 1-game trip, getting your luggage takes 2 minutes. When you are on a 6-game trip, the truck has to be loaded at the airport. And then when the truck pulls up to the hotel, it takes quite a while to unload the truck. And then the bags have to be tagged and everything else. You have personal bags, you have equipment, you have everything that is in the luggage truck. And the process on a lengthy road trip is much, much longer. The players and the staff probably will not get settled in their hotel room until 3:30 this morning.
I'm still stuck on the truck thing. They packed that much extra stuff for one game?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? It's a 6-game trip. And for a 1-game trip, personal luggage is huge. On a 1-game trip.
I thought you were saying the difference between a 5 and a 6 game. I misunderstood you.
Between a 1-game trip and a 6-game trip.
Fair
you are
enough,
taking,
for sure.
You're taking multiple uniforms.
Right.
You're taking duplicate uniforms of what you wear normally in case you have blood or rip or whatever. But you also, because of this stupid uniforms that is now in the league, you take 3 different uniforms that you're going to wear. You're going to wear a purple, you're going to wear a freaking white, or you're going to wear the new throwback. It's asinine. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you got to take all of the shoes. You've got to take all of the extra stuff. So it takes a long time to load the truck and unload the truck. Trust me, I've waited out there in the freezing cold for my bag.
I hear you. I'm really glad you explained it. I just misheard you. I'm like, wait, a 5 and a 6 game trip
No.
is that much of a
Yeah.
difference?
So by the time you get everything and get your bag in your room and everything else, it's probably going to be 3:30 in the morning tonight.
Sleep well.
And you played. Everyone played, and your starters logged a lot of minutes. And you're taking on a Denver team that did not play last night. It was won 8 of 10, and you better be careful because you could get blown out in the first quarter tomorrow night.
Yeah, you could. You could. I guess I'm encouraged because I don't want to say the Kings were on cruise control the first half, but the first half with what they were doing defensively was drastically different. The pace, it was much different.
If you don't think that the extra uniforms take up that much space, then you should ask the Kings if you can go on a field trip and see what it's like when they pack to go on a trip. The difference is unfreaking believable.
Grant,
it's amazing.
I knew of guys that were on the team when you were with the team that changed jerseys at halftime because of the sweat. So,
it's a huge undertaking. They're probably taking 3 different sets of unis with double sets because you have to have a backup, right? You have to have, so it's a lot of extra packing. It's a lot of extra space. It's heavy. It's all part of it. And all the shoes that you have to take. I mean, I'm telling you, it's crazy how much luggage. You wouldn't believe how much luggage is on a basketball charter for a lengthy road trip. Like if you were watching the truck being unloaded in front of the hotel, you wouldn't freaking believe it. You would think a football team just pulled up.
There's some really good YouTube channels that document some of this stuff now. Go look it up. I'm going to look it up after the game. I've seen some of the college travels, but pro,
it's significant.
The shoe cases I have seen personally. The shoe cases are ridiculous. Each guy gets, I think, like 2 or 3 pairs per. It's nuts. So
they don't wear it. They don't wear a brand new uniform every night. No, but what I'm saying is, on a 6-game trip, they may take 3 different colored uniforms, and you have to have duplicates. So that's 6. Okay. So anyway, what's up there, Zach?
How you guys doing? Should I keep the streak going? Start doing some bench press or shoulder press too, or?
Yeah, maybe you should. Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I love Jay. I just had to give him a hard time. So sorry, Jay.
It was funny. Just want to give some props here for the Kings. Good win. DeRozan, that third quarter was amazing by him. Just brought us back in the game. Just his mid game is just insane. And our free throws, I mean, 30 of 32. Can you imagine that in the last 2 years? I mean, it's crazy. I love seeing that. That's just awesome. 28-0 fast break points. That was an awesome stat. Our pace definitely increased in that second half. We didn't have that much energy. We're kind of slow in the first half, but that second half was great. I really like Doug Christie doing the blitzing and stuff. It's been working out pretty nice. Warriors they're always been a turnover prone team in the last 8 years.
Have.
But today they had 19, and it was good to see that we were blitzing them, and that you got to stop Curry. If you're stopping Curry, you're doing fine with the team they got now.
Hold on. We got to stop with the blitz. Zach, I agree. It worked in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It did not work in the first half. That's what led to a ton of those wide open threes.
Yeah.
They got away.
Timing. I feel like it's like timing it right.
It's the personnel that you're doing it with. That makes all the difference in the world. When you're asking Alex Lynn to run from the wing all the way to the corner, that's going to be a problem.
This win tonight, you love the fact that you went 3-0 in this homestand.
Absolutely.
This was not a thing of beauty tonight. You were playing a Warriors team that's decimated by injuries. Look at all the guys that did not play, and you had to play 48 minutes to get in the win column after a horrible first half. And you're right about DeMar DeRozan. He brought the team back pretty much by himself in the third quarter. He was great.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just like it was a great win. We do have to be careful. We are 1 game from the 6th seed, but we're also like 2 games from the 11th seed. It's just crazy how 4 or 5 seeds are just that close.
Zach, I'm so glad you said it because it's going to be like that the rest of the way.
Oh yeah.
Health.
It's not
Health.
changing. Yeah.
The thing's going to determine the playoff seeding is health. I think Dallas losing their center, Derek Lively, I think that is huge. And they lost at home again tonight to Minnesota. Injuries are going to determine where you are. If the Kings were to lose Sabonis for any period of time or Monk, right? I mean, this team would hit the skids in a hurry.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dallas going down a little bit, and if the Suns get Jimmy Butler, which rumors are, they might be climbing back up too. So, and we got a couple games with them, I think, in the second half. I just want to point out Herder. I know he's just not playing well. I think he was like a -10 in 5 minutes. I know you guys think that he still might be of some value, but I just don't personally see it. It'd be great if we get something for him, but that's just something to look at. And we still got that bet, Ryno. I just want to end on that. Doug Christie, will he be the coach next season?
Oh yeah, I'm screwed. Probably.
We'll see. There's still a lot of time left, but we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Zach. Have a good night.
Appreciate you, Zach. I think Zach brings up an excellent point, and other people have done it too, Grant, the free throws. If I look at a stat this year and you had to say the most important stat to this team, so far coming into tonight, they had made 742 free throws. Last year, they made 1,274. And we're on game 40. That was through 42 games.
I attribute a lot of that to DeMar DeRozan.
100%. Absolutely.
Yep. I also love to talk about Sunrise Landing, the newest residential community in Calusa from Blazona Development. The information can be found at calusasunrise.com. These models are beautiful, no Mellorews, no homeowners, great location, easy access, I-5, Highway 20, Highway 45, adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. Again, you go to calusasunrise.com and you will get all the information. And don't forget, all right, do not forget, we're going to be right back doing this same thing tomorrow because the Kings are in Denver. Ryno's got the pregame, we got the halftime with Jerry, and we'll be doing the postgame right here on If You Don't Like That.
Can't wait for it. We're kicking it overseas. Baki.
Hello, Baki.
Yo, what's up?
How are you?
Dobro jutro, good morning.
Good morning. Dobro jutro.
7 a.m. So,
wow.
Let's be quick. The thing that concerns me a little is the way the team and the staff realize what to do with some of the games. And
what's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
She's ready for the school. She's gonna celebrate in the schoolyard.
There you go.
So, one of these games is that one against the Golden State Warriors because this is the team which moving the ball and doing their. I will call him. Steve Kerr, playmaster, because they have a solution for everything. So the problem in first half is you have a lot of offensive stuff from the Golden State, and you cannot do anything about it. Their offense is that concept is like that. There is no defense you can stop their plays. They are going from left to right and going to the middle with Curry, and when you gonna double Curry, most of the time you're losing your time because they have the solution for that. The problem was our ice cold offense in the first half. And lucky for us, they were without 3 and 4 guys. If they were played, I don't know if we now will have one win on the winning column, because after first half with playing the offense like that, it's not the play. But what really is great for me, and I didn't expect, I can admit, is playing such a defense against the Golden State team, which is very successful of shooting the basketball tonight. And Sacramento pushed the defense to the limits. Crazy stuff we saw. So I'm really, really happy with that kind of defense, which really deal this game up. I mean, Keon Ellis was really great.
Yes, he
tonight.
was.
The guy is better and better. In the beginning of the season, he was maybe I don't know how to say his rank. Okay, let's say -3, 4. He is now +5, 6. Guy is incredible, and he is rising from game to game. And you can imagine what will happen. What you said, Grant, if we stay healthy, and you have there is a shirt girl. So, so if you stay healthy and you have that serious Keon in the defense, also Kevin Keegan playing, Keegan Murray playing defense like that, it's not only against Golden State. He's playing it since the coach Brown left the team. So a lot of positives. A lot. We can talk till the next day. So. Really brings me happy to see the defense stepped up like this, and it's really great.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day, Baki.
Excuse
Have
me.
a great day. We appreciate you.
Tedora, hit it.
Bye.
Sure. Holy moly, Jimbo!
Nailed it. She
Love it.
always does. Right on time.
Bye-bye. I love it.
Keon doesn't score a lot, but here's your net ratings individually for the Kings, Grant.
Yeah.
4.5, Domantas Sabonis. This is for the season. DeMar DeRozan, 3.8. Malik Monk, 3.5. And right behind him, Keon Ellis, 3.4. He's important. He's very important.
You think?
Yes.
I mean, I know one thing. They wouldn't be where they are now without Keon Ellis. They wouldn't be 500.
No, not a chance. Not a chance. What a story for that kid.
It is
Joe,
a story. It's a great story.
It's an awesome
Yeah.
one. Joe, wrap us up tonight, buddy.
Hey, I want to say thank you to everyone. But listen, we're going to be doing it again tomorrow. Do you have the King's Court at 1 o'clock tomorrow?
King's Court, 1 p.m. Yes, sir.
1 o'clock, King's Court. Then Ryan will have the pregame. I'll be joining Ryan and Jerry at halftime, or will they be joining me? Actually, Ryan's
be
been
joining
kicking ass, so I'll be joining Ryan and Jerry at halftime, and then we will have the postgame show tomorrow as the Kings begin a 6-game roadie against the Denver Nuggets. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your support. Don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Again, 1 o'clock tomorrow, right here, the King's Court with Ryno. Bye-bye now.